All right, I'm gonna outline how to set up a variable calorie interval workout on the C2 monitor, in this case a rower, but it also works with the Ski and the Bike Erg. And I'm gonna set it up so that it's for a mixed mode workout where we'll be doing other things, in this case kettlebell snatches in a couple days. All right, so we go to select workout. New workout. Intervals variable. Okay, it's going to ask, what are we going to program for interval 1? And you can choose, you can do the same thing for distance or time, but I'm going to choose calories. We'll set it to 21. It's going to be 21, 15, 9 workout. And then here's the most important thing for a mixed mode CrossFit style workout where you're not just rowing, but you're doing other things. I scroll over until it selects the rest time, and I'm going to set it to undefined rest time. So every time I finish an interval, it'll give me up to 10 minutes of rest before I can start the next interval. And I'll choose when to start that next interval. So this is really useful if you're interested in seeing what your row splits are afterwards in the memory. Cool, so we've got the calories set up. We've got undefined rest time. I'm gonna hit the checkbox. It goes on to interval 2. We're gonna, again, choose calorie. It defaults to whatever the first one was. So we've got undefined rest time, great. I'm gonna adjust this to 15 calories. It's still at undefined rest time. Hit the checkbox to go to the next interval. Interval 3, again, calories, it's gonna be 9. So we'll make the adjustments here. All right, still at undefined rest time, which is the most important thing. And now, as soon as I hit this checkbox, it's going to launch into the workout. That means that it won't start recording meters until I pull the handle, but I have 1 minute until that flywheel turns, or this screen is gonna go dark and I'm gonna lose all the programming I just put in there. So what I do, like in this case, I'm gonna do a bunch of kettlebell swings and I'll come back here every time I set the kettlebell down and I'll just push this arrow button back and forth. And so that's gonna keep the screen from timing out, which will let me get through that other work, which 21 kettlebell swings left and 21 kettlebell swings right is gonna take me more than a minute. So every time I set the kettlebell down, I'm gonna come back here and just select that arrow. And then when I'm ready to row, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hit this checkbox. So let's say I've started my workout, I've used a watch timer or whatever to track the whole workout. I'm ready to row, I come back, bam, I hit that. And then it's gonna ask me from the next interval, I'm gonna choose no more intervals, and immediately I start rowing. So we'll just get it started so you can see it starts counting down the calories. And then we'll come back and take a look at the screen that it'll show you after you've completed the interval, but before you start the next one. Okay, so we're winding down towards the end of the first interval. Cool, so this is the screen you get when you're done with the row. It starts counting up rest here. It tells you what interval you've just completed. And then, this is the important thing, press to continue. And it points you towards that button there. So I go do my 15s on the kettlebell snatches, and then I'm gonna come back to the row. So when I'm ready to row again, I push this button. When it's in this screen, you've got 10 minutes. So it'll count that rest up to 10 minutes, and then it'll turn off the monitor and assume that you're done rowing. So I'm just gonna push this, bam, sets up the next row interval. Once I push that button, now it has a minute. So I can do that, right before I sit down to the row, get my feet strapped in, whatever. But now I have under a minute until I need to start rowing. So I'll do that, and then we'll show you what the last screen looks like and then how to get into the memory. So I'll be back in just a bit for that. All right, we finished up the third interval. 0 calories left. This is the screen it's just gonna stay on until you go back to memory. So, done with the workout, hit menu. If I wanna see results, I'm can hit memory and then list by date. So the top one, it'll default to the most recent. Press this magnifying glass with a plus sign in it. And then I can scroll through and see what my times were for each of the rows. So it defaults to meters, but if I hit this units button, it'll tell me. So that way it says the total calories, also puts total meters there. And then I can scroll down, highlight, I guess it's not gonna scroll, everything's already on the screen. But I can see that it took me 1:23.2 seconds to row the 21 calories, 1:10 seconds to row the 15, 28.1 seconds to row the 9. And then I can cycle through units, so I can see calories, I can see pace per 500 meters, I can see watts. So whatever output you're looking for in calories per hour, you can cycle through that using the memory function. So hopefully this is helpful. Just a reminder, when you're setting up the 21-15-9 or whatever variable calorie mixed mode workout, remember to do undefined rest so that you can do the other work and then come back to the row, and then prevent the screen timeout before you start the workout, because as soon as you hit that checkbox, it's gonna be ready to go and launch you into your workout. During the workout, before you start the interval, push the button that's next to the big arrow, and then when you're looking up your results, sort by date, and you'll find what you need. Hopefully this helped.